The recent surge of sign languages on screen signals a significant shift in the film and television industry. The recent Academy Awards served as a testament to this. Troy Kotsur, a talented actor from the deaf community, was awarded Best Supporting Actor, dedicating his win to the community that he represents. His film Coda, which stands for Child of Deaf Adults, went on to win Best Picture and Best Adapted Screenplay. The film tells the unique story of teenager Ruby Rossi, who is torn between her dreams of becoming a singer and her role as the interpreter for her deaf family. It's a film that beautifully incorporates sign languages, bridging the gap between the hearing and the deaf. With Coda's success, we see a promising trend of embracing marginalized storytelling. This recognition of marginalized storytelling is a major step forward for the deaf community. Coda is not alone in its use of sign languages. From heart-wrenching dramas to high-octane superhero flicks, the incorporation of sign language in cinema and television has become increasingly prevalent. Films like Sound of Metal and Only Murders in the Building have woven American Sign Language into their narratives, offering a more inclusive portrayal of the deaf community. In the realm of superheroes, we see this trend in Eternals, where Lauren Ridloff's character Mercari, a deaf superhero, uses sign language to communicate. Turning to the world of science fiction, Dune, Godzilla vs. Kong, and the Book of Boba Fett all showcase nonverbal communication in innovative ways. From secret codes in interstellar politics to bridging the gap between species, sign language has found its place in the future. And let's not forget the world of streaming series, where shows like Hawkeye are following suit. These productions are opening up new ways of communication on screen. While the increased use of sign languages on screen is a positive step, it is not without its challenges. The portrayal of deaf characters and their experiences in popular media has been a double-edged sword. On one hand, we have films like Coda, which have made strides in representation by casting deaf actors and incorporating sign language, yet, on the other hand, these narratives are often riddled with problematic stereotypes and tend to center a hearing point of view. Take Coda, for instance. The film has been criticized by some in the deaf community for exaggerating the helplessness of the deaf family, ostensibly to underscore the burdens they place on their hearing daughter. This portrayal perpetuates a stereotype of dependence that isn't reflective of the deaf community's resilience and autonomy. Likewise, the film's emotional high points largely occur in speech and song, further emphasizing a hearing-centric perspective. Similar issues arise in other productions. In films like A Quiet Place and its sequel, American Sign Language is often out of shot or poorly communicated. And in Eternals, the deaf superhero Mercari's superpowered lip-reading ability absolves her teammates of the responsibility to communicate in sign language, reinforcing the notion that it's the deaf individual's job to adapt to the hearing world, not vice versa. It's crucial to ensure that deaf characters and their experiences are portrayed authentically and respectfully. As we celebrate the surge of sign languages on screen, let's also strive for narratives that honor the deaf community's diversity, strength, and cultural richness. One of the most groundbreaking aspects of Coda is not its narrative, but its accessibility. In terms of representation, the film takes a significant stride in the right direction with hard-coded captions, a feature that sets it apart from many of its contemporaries. These captions aren't an add-on or afterthought, they are a critical part of the viewing experience, opening the door to a more inclusive cinematic world. Consider this, in many films, only the sign language is captioned. This approach has a built-in assumption that the audience can understand everything else but the sign language. But what about those who rely entirely on captions? What about deaf audiences in Britain or Australia, where American sign language isn't the norm? By only captioning the signing, these films inadvertently create a barrier, packaging a deaf experience for a hearing audience. Coda breaks this pattern by ensuring that all spoken dialogue is captioned equally with the signing. This seemingly small change carries enormous weight, making the film not just about the deaf community, but also for the deaf community. In essence, captions are a concrete way films can support deaf audiences. They are not a luxury, but a necessity, a tool that ensures everyone can enjoy the magic of cinema, regardless of their hearing ability. Films should not just be about the deaf community, but also for the deaf community. It's not just about inclusion on screen, but also in the audience.